We're going to see how much scatter terrain we can print with one bag of resin.
I'm going to be using my Sonic Muddy 4K by Phrozen. I love this printer. Now, this is a 1200 gram bag of resin, which is a little bit bigger than your bottles. So I'm excited to see how much I can actually print. Now, these files are going to be part of a Kickstarter called Return to the Sunken Citadel. They've got some amazing scatter terrain, all kinds of cool stuff. I'm going to link it below so you'll know where to find these awesome files. These files were designed to be printed on an FDM printer, but I'm going to try my hand at printing them in resin. So I went ahead and hollowed them, and when you hollow miniatures, make sure you always put your drain holes in. The next thing I did was generate auto supports using Chi2Box, and these actually came out pretty good. Now, I do like to chase the model up and find any unsupported islands, and when I find an unsupported island, I just like to add an extra support there. This takes me about 10 minutes per model, and I did this for everything that I was going to print. And then the printing started. 4 big prints to start off here, and they all turned out perfect. Now, I like to clean the build plate after every print, and I also like to spray my gloves with a little bit of alcohol just to clean them up as well. These supports really did their job. The models printed flawlessly, and so far I got to say that I was really happy with this resin. It's a little on the brittle side, but I also had my exposure settings maybe a little bit high. Now, I was a little bit worried because I already used a lot of resin, so I had to top it up again after only these 2 prints. But then I started to roll them out, print after print. Then I went ahead and added the rest of the resin. Printed another big print, and I thought this would be my last one, but nope, it came out, so I threw one more on.
So it looks like finally, we ran out of resin. These last prints are pretty messed up, but I think that I can make it work somehow.
Now, you can see here, you don't want to do this because I got a bunch of stuff stuck to my fit. You never want to run it dry. So the nice thing about this printer, it has a setting called a vat clean. So I just added a little more resin and did one of these. It pretty much lays down an exposure of the entire print bed, and then you could just peel it off and it'll take anything that's stuck to the fit with it. That's a great feature with this printer. Now I got to talk a little bit about this resin. So far I've been printing with it for a couple of weeks and I'm really happy with it. I'm going to link it below. It's a great affordable resin if you're looking to try something out. Now these prints that messed up, I decided just to chop them up a bit with my side cutters and glue them together like a bunch of rubble. If you guys are enjoying this video, make sure to smash that subscribe button and join the facility. I'd love to have you here. Next, it was time to paint them. First thing I did was prime them up with some matte black. Then, using a dry brush of some gray, I gave the entire thing a heavy dry brushing. Then it was time to bust out my Gaahleiri Air Brushes and some speed paints, which I mixed 50-50 with Windex to make them a little more translucent. Then I just laid down some colors. Simple paint jobs here. I did some green, red on the computer control panels and these little fuel cells. The tanks all got some nice orange. A little bit of blue metal. I went in then and picked out some details. Really simple and really fast. After all, this is just basically terrain. Once that was done, I hit it really quickly with a messy dry brush of some silver just to make some like scratches on the metal. Now for the engines and turbines, I primed them in gold, Gave them a heavy wash in Army Painter Dipped Strong Tone. Then dry brushed that in metallic as well. Also, thank you to my Patreon members. You guys rock. I really appreciate the support. Once it was all done, I hit it with some matte varnish to protect those finishes. And here you see, these came out awesome. Again, they're in the description below. You want to check them out, that's where they are. I gotta say, I was surprised with how many pieces of terrain I actually printed. It was really cool. Check some more videos out on my channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.